Welcome to an all-new Blitz. I'm your host, Brian Carter, as we're here at Rabun County High School to lead off the show with Rabun County Wildcats head basketball coach Jeff Page. Coach Page, thank you so much for your time on Blitz today.
Thank you. I enjoyed y'all being here.
I appreciate your time again, Coach. And you have 3 returning starters on this year's team. You guys are coming off of a trip to state last year. 4 years in a row you've done that now. And you're off to a 6-4 start, which is really respectable so far in your non-region schedule. How pleased are you with the way your team's playing so far?
Well, I'm very pleased with where we're at and the way we're playing. And I told the kids at the beginning of the year, a lot of times when you schedule, you get some wins on there. You can look on there and say, this year, this is one of the toughest schedules that we've put together. And I'm just pleased with where we're at. The kids have all accepted their roles. And I'm just happy right now with the way we're playing and the way we're getting it done. Each night it's someone different that has stepped up. And I'll just give last week as an example, Stevens County, Austin D'Onofrio stepped up and hit some shots. Then Friday night at Banks County, Jordan stepped up, and then Saturday night Bryce Dillard stepped up. So each night it's someone different, and that's what makes you a good team when they can't just zoom in on Jordan.
One guy,
Because at Stevens, I mean, when Jordan touched the ball, he had 3 guys, and it was important for us to hit the shots, and we hit the shots that night. It was pretty good.
And I believe D'Onofrio had 7 3-pointers that night. It was pretty awesome to watch. And now you spoke about, having different guys on the team that can step up and be leaders. You've got 5 this year, including Jordan, who averaged a double-double last year of 19 points, 10 rebounds per game. Talk about what expectations you put on those seniors this year, the 5 of those guys, and what they put on themselves as well.
Well, the biggest thing is Jordan was, he was our go-to guy last year. And Jonathan Poole did a great job of just orchestrating stuff. And he's doing the same thing this year with defense and just knowledge of what I want done on the court. And Tyler Stockton has stepped in. He gives Jordan a break. It's another different type of player. Chase Groom, he coming off of an injury last year. He played big in the Banks game the other night, had his best game he's ever had. And then Jason Boyer, who didn't see a lot of playing time last year, but he stepped in. And the biggest thing I'm wanting all of them is just to accept their roles and do what they're capable of doing.
And looking back at that Stevens County game, the 3-ball was working very well for you and Austin D'Onofrio. I think he poured out, as we said, 7 of those in that game. Talk about how the 3-ball is implemented into your game plan. I noticed it's maybe it is just a coincidence, but your differential on points per game and points allowed per game is just a margin of 3 points victory.
Well, we knew coming in, last year, Jordan, we got the ball into him. And that's still our offensive plan is to work through him, get the ball in. But like the Stevens County game, when he touched it, 3 guys were running. Well, he's got to be able to kick out, and they got to be able to hit the shot, and they did. And it's big this year because if you can hit it, then somebody's going to have to come out and guard, and it leaves him open. It opens it up for him. And that's what we've got to get better at. Doing it, we got to continue. When you're shooting the ball well, it's good. If you're not hitting, it's like you live by the 3, you're gonna die by the 3.
There's a lot of teams around here doing that.
Well, but that's just. But we're lucky, I guess, to have somebody like Jordan that can relieve a lot. And Tyler's done a good job. Chase can do that, and sometimes Austin will go to the 4-man, and he may end up in there some. But with him, he can go into the post, then he can slide out. So that pulls a big guy away from the goal, and then we're able to get by people. But it's, the last couple of weeks we've played good ball, and that's what I've been pleased with.
Now, pretty impressive. 4 straight years in a row that you've taken your team to the state playoffs, and this is your 8th season here. Looking to make it 5 in a row, what would that mean for you and for this program?
Well, it's it's good for the kids. You know, they the ones that have done it. And that's what I told them. I said, fellas, it's up to y'all. You know, our biggest hurdle is getting over the first round of the playoffs. You know, our goal is always to win the region championship, and it's the same this year. And one of our goals is to get out of the first round. Well, it's going to be a tough task because we're matched up against 6 GAC,
Right.
Love It, and I mean that's a different
It's a tough
beast.
draw. Yeah.
It's a different beast right there, but I think we're capable, you know. And that's one thing, we've played a tough schedule this year. I mean, we've played Elbert, we've played TC Robinson out of Asheville, which is a 4A school there. Stevens is a 4A school here in Georgia, and we've played a tough schedule, and our kids have responded. In some of the games we've lost, we've been right there.
Yeah.
We've been close, but, you know, like I said, I'm not one for moral victories anymore. I mean, we want to win.
Yeah, and playing those tough non-region games definitely has its advantages, even the games you lose, because that makes you tougher in the long run. Talk about just, you know, you got region play coming up at the beginning of January.
Right.
You know, when you look at the way your team is played right now, what do you feel like needs the most improvement before you begin that region play, and what's clicking really well right now?
Well, right now, I mean, we're shooting the ball pretty good. You hate to see Christmas break because you give kids off. Well, they still got to be shooting.
Yeah.
You know, but we don't have as much with Christmas being on a Wednesday, and we're going to Franklin afterwards to a tournament on Friday and Saturday, and they're not going to have as much off. But when you're playing well and you take a time off, sometimes you lose some of that. But we don't do a good enough job offensive rebounding. We need to get easy buckets because Jordan's our biggest guy. We got the rest of them are 6'1", somewhere around there. And when we get into region play, there's some teams. Greene County's going to have some big kids. Washington Wilkes, Jefferson definitely will.
Yeah.
You know, Jefferson is probably one of the top teams. You know, they've always going to be loaded. Washington Wilkes is going to be good. Greene County's going to be good. And you never know what Riverside's going to have.
Right.
Yeah. But I think us playing our non-region schedule has helped us get ready for our region.
Yeah.
And that's what you play non-region for. Yes, you want a good record, but I just want us to get better. And I've seen that from the beginning of the year to the end. You know, it just helps their confidence, and they got to just play with confidence. And I'm a type coach, I said, if you're going to let kids shoot the three, you got to let them miss it too.
Yeah.
And not be worried about you're coming out for taking. And if they take a bad shot, then I'm going to get upset.
Yeah.
But you got to live. You got to live with it when they make it. And you got to, sometimes you just got to shut your mouth as a coach when they're missing. But then but the thing is, we've got other options.
Yeah.
And that's what our kids are figuring out.
Well, Coach Page, thank you so much again for your time on Blitz. We really appreciate it, and hoping that three keeps working for you.
Me too.
Hopefully see you play in late into February and March and all that. So
That'd be great.
thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
When we come back, we're going to have Jordan Oliver here on Blitz.